Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Pasensya na kayo dito na kayo sa opisina ko. May kasalang bayan mamaya dun sa lugar. Anyway, to our friends in the media, to mga vlogger na nandito who are very interested on the current situation of our country. Here in Manila, as you all know, we have taken the first course of action legally sa mga ilang kumpanya na nag-abuso sa kanilang pribilehiyong ipinagkaloob sa kanila ng national government. As you all know, we officially filed criminal cases. And this is now the second course of action of your city government. I would like to inform you guys, and especially the public, the people of Manila. As of today, through the effort and guidance given to our City Treasurer's Office to issue SOA, or Statement of Assessment, as a statement of account, statement of account to those involved in 315 flood control projects worth over and above 255 million pesos. A statement of account issued by the City Treasurer's Office for contractor's tax under our tax code, or local tax code. Now, however, contractor tax for 9 flood control projects worth 8,095,351 pesos and 67 centavos have only been paid by the respective contractors. Ibig sabihin, after natin mag-file ng kaso and isowa yung mga contractor na yon, meron ng 8 milyon ang nagbayad sa siyudad ng Maynila. The flood control projects identified by the Office of City Treasurer were from 2004 carry over 2025 projects, as well as prior years projects. So that is, remember, the 2022-2023, based on the isumbong sa pangulo.ph website. The basis of our documents and data came from the Office of the President. The city government has issued already notices to the contractors of 305 flood control projects that remain delinquent in the statement of their contractor's tax obligation. So, siyempre, kami hanggat maaari, dinidiplomasya namin sila as we have done in the past, as much as we can. But if hindi sila tumugon sa kanilang obligasyon sa lungsod ng Maynila, we have no recourse but also to file charges against them, as like what happened last week. And we only act on the basis of evidence. Ay ayoko naman na alam ko ang taong bayan nalilito sa dami ng ingay o personalidad, kanya-kanyang salitaan. We want to be surgical with our action. As long as we have evidence, we file cases, whoever they are, whether they are contractors or agencies of government, or sino man na politiko, and so on and so forth. Now, just for the update on the outcome of the notices, 86 notices received by personal service, 12 notices served but refused to be received. I wish them good luck. Sayang naman. Birin mo binibigyan ka na ng due process hindi ka pa tumutugon. 3 notices not delivered due to address change and will be delivered to the new address if found. Ibig sabihin, biglang nangawala itong mga kumpanya ito sa stated address nila. But we'll find a way. 192 notices being delivered via LBC. Kasi malalayo yung mga lugar na siya din topic, I think, ng Senate investigation. Paano nakakapag-bid yung mga ibang kumpanya kung galing sila sa bundok ng tralala. Yeah? And 12 notices mailed via PhilPost. Here are all the SOA of all those listed under the isumbong mo sa Pangulo.ph. Ito lahat ang SOA nila. Okay. Before I answer your questions. So, now, let me be clear about this to those subject company. What will happen if you don't comply with the city government's action? Anyway, it's your obligasyon naman nila yan na bayaran nila yung contractor's tax. It is also computed in their projects. They know it very well. Because it's a universal, most likely, rule or ordinance and tax code of different LGU. What will happen? We'll give them ample time to respond, to act the way that those 9 projects already complied with the SOA and paid the city. Tutulong kami sa panawagan ng Pangulo at saka ng DPWH na i-ban, i-blacklist, and we'll request blacklisting of this company to DPWH. Yung susunod na action nun, depende na sa DPWH. Or what will be the action of the city with regard to those company? Yun naman. O yung aming kakayanan. We will make sure, and at least ito yung maganda ng paalala at babala rin sa mga iba pang ahensya ng gobyerno na itong mga hindi magko-comply na kumpanya will be blacklisted under the City Engineering's Office and Office of the Building Official. So ano ang epekto noon? Hindi po sila bibigyan ng permit. So if you're going to hire said contractors who are not following simple rules, and actually minuscule yung obligation. Sa totoo lang, napakaliit na salapi o pera na due, accrued already for the city, hindi na sila makapaghahanap buhay sa Maynila. At magandang babala rin to sa private sector. Baka kasi i-hire yung mga contractor na ito. Bago kayo mag-hire, check nyo muna kung blacklisted ba sila sa City Engineering Office and Office of the Building Official. Because not until they fulfill their obligation to the city, saka lang namin ililift yung kanilang blacklisting sa city government. So, we will complain before the DPWH office through the leadership of Secretary Vince Dizon. And as you all know, Secretary Vince Dizon already manifested and made a statement as a matter of policy, those earring companies or contractors will be blacklisted. So in our own little way as a city government of Manila, we will help if these people will not comply to their obligation to the city government of Manila and people of Manila. So yan ang mangyayari sa kanila. Buti na nandiyan kayo, kaya namin kayo ipinatatawag para na sa ganon to send the message to them. Now, it's up for them to act on the matter. With regard to, past due na yung iba, Yorme, hindi sila, sila ba ay may penalties and surcharges and interest? Because they did not comply with their obligation. Maaari, pero, the good thing about the city of Manila today, since July 1, through the airport of the Sangguniang Panglungsod, also, come up with general amnesty program. Your city government issued a 6-month general amnesty program. So, if I were them, it is cheaper to pay today than the after the prescribed period. Kasi, alam mo, malaki-laki yan. Pag lolobo yan, baka maging billion bigla yan. Dahil sa non-compliance. Sila ba'y makatatakbo? Sila ba'y makapagtatago? Pag nakita talaga yung bad intent ng ownership, they may or might face criminal charges. Ngayon, obligasyon pa lang yung hinihingi namin. Ang repercussion ng performance of it, ay yung negosyo nila malilimitahan. Pag sila'y nakapagmatigasan, we have no recourse but to go after them. Legally, or may face criminal charges. Third, we are now finalizing with regard to GLC. After filing criminal complaints against them, we are now finalizing our claim, civil claim, with regard to our property damaged by the said contractor. So yun po ang update, ang ginagawa ng inyong pamahalaang lungsod ng Maynila. And I'm happy to answer your questions. Yes.
Good afternoon po, Your May. Luisito Santos from GMA-DCWD. Clarification na po, no? 315 flood control projects. Ilan po yung contractor na pinag-uusapan po doon? Ilan po yung inisyuhan ng SOPA?
More or less, about a little less than 100. Kasi some have multiple contracts. Some. Like GLC, for that matter, and all other. Meron silang mga multiple contracts with the DPWH, horizontal and vertical projects.
Ilan na po yung, binanggit nyo po 8 million na po yung na-collecta mula sa 255 million na obligasyon ng mga
total obligation.
Ilan po yung mga contractor na nakapagbayad na? Or
Siyam.
Siyam na company po. Anong taon po ulit yung yung
okay. There are so many years. Basta this is between 2022 to 2005 done. Sabihin, as like I have presented to you before, under the Sumbong Mo sa Pangulo.ph website, may mga natapos na. We are going after them. Meron naman mga ongoing. Na kailangan naman nilang talagang tukdin yung kanilang obligasyon sa lungsod ng Maynila.
Yung may 315, may ongoing, meron tapos na, mainit ko yung usapin ng ghost project eh. Ano bang mga ghost? Mga hindi
Wala pa kami nakikita. Pero to confirm if it is substandard or not, I will let the scientists and specialists to assess that. And I think I don't want to disturb Senate hearing because they are doing a very good job already. So not to create more noise with different voices, I'll let the Senate, for that matter, do their job. And so far, as like one Filipino, bilang isang Pilipino, hindi bilang isang mayor, at katulad ng ibang mga Pilipino, so far, I can only speak for myself. I'm happy on what they're doing in the Senate with regard to finding out whether it is ghost or substandard. Because I do believe that whether they are politicians or or government agencies, they will going to be charged. But for now, what we're after is if we have evidence, confirmed evidence, present under our hand, we'll make sure wala nang lip service. We just pursue the way we've been doing for the past 2 weeks, because that's supposed to the way, and that's the only way, and that's a proper way to do it. Kaya hanggat mari, kaya nga namin kayo iniimbitahan para na sa ganon, paglabas nito, kung sino man yung particular na mga kumpanya at taong involved dito, merong dinidiplomasya na tayo ng Maynila, top din na natin tungkulin natin. But if not nga, halimbawa, nagpatigasan, kami naman, ready naman kami na to seek legal remedy.
Bakit lumobo Yorme ng 255 million? Di ba bago ka makapagsimula ng project, di ba dapat yung obligasyon na ibibigay na? Tama po ba? Paano po may process nung...
Ang galing mo.
Paano lumobo yun? Tapos 2020?
Kasi nasanay sila na walang gobyerno sa Maynila. And you're right. Maybe nobody went or go after them. Ang mahirap nito, alam mo, Luisito, yung ordinaryong pamilya magpapagawa ng 30 metro kwadrado na bahay, up and down. Sinisingil ng contractor's tax. Hinihinga ng zoning permit. Hinihinga ng building permit. Kaya yung naalala nyo yung sinabi ko, the sauce for the gander will be the sauce for the goose. It's just that maybe, and I agree with you, that is only the same question in my mind, bakit lumobo ito? Wala siguro talagang pamahalaan na ipinagmalasakit ng kanyang mamamayan. Kaya nagka-laki-laki itong pera na ito. But, then again, those are the things of the past. We move on. We try to move on a very narrow road without abusing our rights as citizens just by accusing somebody through verbal statement. But we try to go to that path, look into the details, find evidence of negligence. Whoever they are, we're gonna pursue legally. Kahit na nanggigigil tayo, alam mo, siyempre ngayon, limasing ko ang pag-aalimpuyo ng damdamin ng tao. Pero pag sobra na ingay, baka malito tayo lahat. O kami, billing ko sa city engineering, sa building official, sa city treasurer, go after them on what is due to the city and what is rightfully, correct way or correct manner that these people, individuals, politicians or not, government agencies or not, na they had to follow the rules, universal rules, not only effective in Manila, but in our case, we wanted to implement across.
Sure,
then you're next. Then you're next. Yes, please.
Nasa lang, Yorme. dun sa higit isang daang contractor na hinahunting ho ninyo dahil hindi nagbayad ang obligasyon nila sa gobyerno ng Maynila, may kasama pa doon yung kumpanya pag-aari ni Sara Diskaya?
Yes. They have also. Bago,
Ilang projects yung hawak nila doon?
a good sum of numbers.
Magkano po ang intro?
I'm sorry?
Magkano po yung involved dun sa project na hawak ng mga Diskaya?
Well, more or less, roughly about 3 billion pesos.
Billion.
Billion. Yeah.
Thank you, Your
Ano
Honor.
po?
Okay. Siem. Yes.
Nabanggit niyo po kanina na just in case hindi sila mag-comply, mabablacklisted sila. What if magbago po sila ng business name o company name?
Good question. That's why I told you, kung sila'y makikipagmatigasan, and the best way to circumvent the law is to what? Retire the business and put up a new business. One, I think by this time, PICAB already took note of the manifestations of the senators, yung with regard to qualifications of contractors. So it's going to be hard for them to start again. That's one. Ayun yung pinapanood ko eh. Kung pinakikinggan nyo lang maigi kung saan patungo yung Senado. And I think PICAB will now be, maybe practicing new rules, no, to safeguard in with regard to accrediting and giving category to contractors or companies contracting in the government and private sector. That's one. Two, sabi ko nga sa iyo, alam mo, hanggat may batas kaming makikita para mapapanagot yung personalidad ng kumpanya. While it is true that it is a juridical personality, the corporation, and the life of that juridical person dies when it retires. I don't know, I'm no lawyer, but if I remember it right, pagka ni-retire nila, wala na yung juridical person. But there's somebody who run it, which is a human being. These are personalities. Yun yung pwede namin mahabol. Pwede pa rin naman. But I'll cross the bridge when I get there. But for the meantime, whatever law is available today, for them to comply, I will just throw the books to them. Okay.
Sir, dun sa mga proyekto ng Diskaya family, saang district po ito?
Halo-halo.
Halo-halo. Anong company specifically? Kasi they have 9.
St. Timothy. Halo-halo rin.
Among them, sir, is St. Timothy.
Iba-iba rin. Among the names is St. Timothy.
St. Timothy. Alright. Mayor, pwede niyo po kayo paliwanag sa amin yung
Sure.
konsepto ng contractor's tax? Paano po ba siya binabayaran?
Yeah.
What stage of the project implementation or construction siya dapat kinokolekta?
Magaganda yung mga tanong nyo. Hindi, totoo. Natutuwa naman ako. Good question. Okay. Under our tax code, 82.6%? 82.5% of 1%. So ano pong ibig sabihin nun? Let's just 82.5% of 1%. So let's put that into real numbers. That is 82,000 pesos, 8,250 pesos per million. Kasi ang capacity to tax, o yung magbuhis ng lokal, ay mga limited yan eh. Hindi naman yan na what you call regulatory fees and so on and so forth. But in this case, ito contractor's tax, ito ang formula. 82.5% of 1%. Now, if you have 100 million, edi ang babayaran mo lang, no, magka. Kasi, sa 1 million, 8,250. Tama ba? Kasi ang 1% ng 1 million is 10,000.
Yes.
Oy, correct nyo ako, baka mamim ako. I don't mind being corrected. So, 82.5% of 10,000 is 8,250. Now, if you have 100 million, that is only 82,500. It's 800,000. 800,000. 800.
Basta yun.
Basta yun.
Over 800.
Over 800. Thank you, Pao. So, pag 10 million, 82,000 lang. A very minuscule. And I wonder, and I like your questioning, bakit hindi ito tinutupad? Kasama naman yan sa pakete. Building permit, regulatory fees, clearances, and contractor's tax. Now, that is a question of the past. Ibig sabihin, hindi ko alam. Ayoko naman ng dikdikin pa yung mga nakaraan. Kung sila'y ginawa nila yung trabaho nila, hindi. Wala nang kalkalan. Ano naman na ano lang yan. Baka mapag-anuan ka pa ng politika. O ngayon, ito. We'll show you how it is being done properly by the city government of Manila.
Apo. So, sir, follow-up lang po
Sure.
sa projects na yun. So, aside from the contractor's tax, sa palagay niyo po, saan nagkakaroon ng challenge? Is it the collection? Is it yung paghahabol sa kanila? Meron bang
Good. Simply because they don't apply construction and building permit. Now,
lahat yun, sir, hindi nag-apply?
Wala. Kaya nga sinuwa ko Wala at all, Pao. Lahat. Even yung mga nahuli natin na current. Wala. Wala talaga. Now, having said that, what is the bad effect of this? Let's just say, pumping station. So, horizontal and vertical yan. Tama? Do they need permit to construct? Yes. Now, in the absence of permit, hindi ngayon makakapag-apply sa Meralco yung pumping station simply because wala silang building permit. So, anong epekto sa taong bayan? Kaya makakakita ka doon sa Damka area, sa District 6, makakakita ka ng pumping station na di baterya. Di baterya bakit di baterya? Paano namin nalaman? Kung di nag-crising, sa nervyos ko, sa awa ko sa Damka, yung kasi ang una ko tinatawagan lagi, kamusta yung Santa Mesa? Kamusta yung Santa Mesa? Kasi sila lagi, yung Damka area, ang laging pinapasok ng San Juan River tuwing may bagyo. Many instances. So that's why naggawa sila ng pumping station doon, hindi sila kumuha ng building permit, o yung generator, walang baterya, hindi nga mapatakbo yung pumping station. Anong sinita namin, bumili ng bago, o tumakbo ngayon. Ba't hindi na lang lagyan, siguro the next question in your mind, ba't hindi na lang lagyan ng kuryente ng Meralco? Kasi Meralco, in his right mind, will not allow a facility without building permit. Yun ang masamang epekto ng walang mga building permit. Kaya, nangyayari ngayon, pag tinignan nyo doon, di baterya. Saka lang nung mapatakbo yung baterya, tumakbo yung pumping station sa Damka. Kawawa naman yung mga taga-Damka.
Sir, last
Sure.
from my end. Aside from the Diskaya family, yung mga other contractors like Wawaw, yung mga tinatawag sa Senate, alin dun, sir, or meron din mga ibang companies that outside the Diskaya family na meron ding SOA?
I will, for purposes of transparency, I will send you the copy of those issued by the city government.